What's going down YouTube, and welcome to another video. Today we're talking about an exciting topic. We're going to be talking about how much should you be able to squat in response to the popular video, how much should you be able to bench press. So if you're curious about that, you want to stick around, you want to find out if you're squatting above, below or at standard, then stick with me because we're going to go through it right now. Hi there, if it's your first time to the channel, welcome. My name's Adam Arif from Beyond Educated. If you're looking to improve your overall health, become more productive and improve your well-being, why not subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media to avoid missing out on any of the videos that I post weekly. What's going down YouTube? Remember, with these types of videos, it's always great to see what people are actually doing out there. Lifters, people like weightlifting, people that just weightlift casually. So put down below in the comments box what your weight is, like we did for the last video, and not only what your weight is, but what you actually squat. No lying now, keep it real. Come on, don't play with me. So these topics are always really interesting because you have people that think that I'm way off the mark, people that think they put all sorts of stuff down in the comments. Just have a look down, you'll see. But a couple of things really on this one. We're talking about squat. Now I'll talk about unassisted and assisted squats slightly later on when I talk about the squat world record, because I couldn't really find any information on an unassisted squat. I don't know if there's a certain specific reason for that, or if anyone knows what that is, then I don't know, I guess put down in the comments below. We're talking about squatting. Now we all know that person that goes to the gym, lifts the bar off the rack, squats down a little bit, and then he's like claiming that they've squatted 200 kgs or however many pounds, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about an official squat, and so I'll be relating that to you guys so that you can work out whether you are falling into the untrained, novice, intermediate or advanced. Yeah, so this is where we're going to be looking at. So the rules stipulate, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of critics on this, I'm no squatting expert. I obviously lift weights and enjoy doing that and stuff, but the rules state that the hip joint should fall below the knee joint, and that would be classified as a squat for the purpose of it being passing the test if someone was doing an official sort of, you know, lift, I guess. So you have to take the bar off the rack, say unrack the bar, then I think you have 1 minute to do the lift. After you've done that, you have to wait and hold, and then they'll tell you to re-rack the weight, and then they'll tell you if you actually did a successful lift or a non-successful lift. So looking at squatting, that's kind of what we're looking at. That's not to say that there isn't benefit from squatting in other ways, and certainly around injury prevention there are other things that you should consider, particularly if you've got knee or joint issues, and using things like alternatives like leg press. So I'm going to look at untrained, because last time I remember on the video when we talked about beginners, I got a lot of stick for basically saying, and you haven't seen that video, check it out, but beginners shouldn't be able to bench press their own body weight. I wasn't referring to someone who was here untrained, I was actually referring to someone who's a beginner, so maybe a novice lifter, which I think is reasonable for someone to expect over a period of time, depending on the fat to muscle ratio, that they could bench press their own weight. So let's get cooking into this. I was saying, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to put the pound measurement up for our American friends, but I will be discussing the actual weights and lifts in kilograms. Now, this is a really interesting stat because the actual untrained male can lift only 56 kg. Now in America, for example, as I've read on a couple of websites, only 29% of people are classified as trained, which means that 56 kilos would be the 71% male category that they would fall into. Now the majority of people watching this probably don't fall within that category, but that's very light. I was quite surprised at that. The average male would only be able to do 56 kilos. Sort of puts you in good stead, I guess, if you've been lifting for a bit, and moves you into the novice category, which is essentially 104 kilos. So give or take maybe 10 or 15 kilos if you are around 10 to 15 pounds lighter than that. But after a novice period of time, maybe a year of lifting something like that, you should be able to expect to get 104 kilos on a sort of 1 rep max. I think, for me, that's certainly where I'm sort of falling into and could probably do well above and beyond that. Now looking at intermediate lifters, so an intermediate lifter would be someone that's been lifting for maybe a couple of years, weight training around a 90 kilogram male, 189 pounds, and you'd expect that they could lift around 125 kilos. So I'm a little bit lighter than that. I'm about 76 kilos, and I've done 1 rep maxes when I'm training of 130 kg.
I say the one
debatable
underneath, in the middle.
Debatable whether my hip joint was actually lower than my knee joint. If you're going to come on camera, you're going to come on camera.
Matching t-shirt. He's a good lifter, but can you lift the bin bags out and put them in the bin?
Can you squat the bin bags? That's the question. Can you squat bin bags? That is the question. Tie handles. Because if you can squat that, you know, what else do you need to be able to do? And then the last one, I'll talk about elite in a minute, but advanced lifters. Advanced lifters should be looking at somewhere around 176 kg. Now interestingly, if you look at some YouTubers, like if you follow Matt Does Fitness and some of that, he did some competitions which he didn't do too well in, but he's kind of done weights like that, and he's around a 90 kilo male, so you know, that I mean, I've never come anywhere close to that. I would certainly consider that anything above the 150 kilo or even the 140 kilo mark is moving towards advanced, depending on your body weight.
Who do you know that is advanced?
I don't know anyone that's an advanced lifter. Oh, that guy, Jack, I think.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. So.
Jack who?
Jack. If you're an advanced lifter, comment down below. Now, interestingly, I couldn't find anything on unassisted lifts. So if you know what the unassisted lift is, or the reason why people don't lift unassisted lift, probably because it's an insane amount of weight, then let me know in the comments below. But the record for the heaviest squat is owned, I think in 2018 March, by Ray Williams. Big, massive black guy, and his legs are like tree trunks. Have a look at the video, and he's done 484 kilograms or 1,069 pounds, which is an insane amount of weight, which is actually mental because Eddie Hall did a deadlift on the world record last year and actually did over half a ton, over 500 kilos. Well, this guy's squatted that much. It's just insane amount. So if you've not seen that, go check it out. But obviously that puts you in an elite lifter. I'm not sure what his body weight is. Maybe I'll put it up here on screen so you can see the relation to body weight, which is something else to bear in mind here, that these figures will change according to your body weight, but it tends to be like a range, and Ray Williams is what they call SHW, super heavyweight, because you can't go above him in class. So even if you weighed like 2 ton, you'd still be in the super heavyweight division.
Is it just one squat you need to do?
One squat. Yeah.